Hello everyone, hope you are doing well. Here we are for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Friday practice is over. Two very different practice sessions. FP1 in the dry and FP2 in the wet. So let's go session by session because the data are all completely different from those sessions. And on a quick note, we expect maybe some rain on Saturday for qualifying and on Sunday for the race. So both practice sessions would have been useful for the teams. Let's start with FP1 in the dry. Well, if we are to have a dry race, Mercedes looks to be totally on top right now. They were half a second fastest than the Racing Point, just behind. In third and fourth, so Hamilton first, Bottas second, Perez third, and Stroll fourth during FP1. The Red Bull, which we were expecting or are expecting a challenge from them, actually were not that great. Verstappen could not manage better than 8 and Alex Albon 13 in FP1, so actually quite far of the pace for a track that historically suits them. And same for the AlphaTauri, not the start that they want. Kvyat only managing 16 and Gasly not even running in FP1, the team spending the whole session working on the car. So he does not have any data if there are dry sessions for quali or the race. Obviously, there's still FP3 tomorrow, so hopefully they will be able to gather some data. But for AlphaTauri, it's definitely not the start that they wanted. Ferrari, look on the dry, look slightly better maybe that they were in Austria. Again, the track is completely different. It's instead of high-speed straights and corners, Hungary is narrow and slow. But doing 6th and 7th in FP1. Also, if we want to look at Renault, not bad result. Ricciardo doing 5th, Ocon doing 10, saying that he's starting to feel more and more comfortable in that car. So good job, Esteban Ocon. McLaren, a little bit behind at this track. They were maybe expecting it. But we'll have to see again. We could have a wet race, or maybe they were not giving it their all. Alfa Romeo still pretty far. They need to improve pretty much everywhere. Kimi still fighting with his car and complaining. Same for the Haas. They are not bad, but not where they should be. And even yesterday during the press conference, Romain Grosjean kind of looking like he was questioning his future in Formula One and the future of the team. If they cannot perform, will Haas stay in F1? That's a big question. And Williams doing their job, still trying to improve after confirming that both drivers will be back in 2021 with the team. So that's it for FP1. If we have a dry race, this looks like Mercedes will be completely on top and dominating at this track. Now let's look at FP2, wet practice. Not much action as the session started on the extreme rain tire, and the team still have the data from last week during qualifying, so they did not run a lot. But toward the end of the session, the track was more suitable for intermediate tire. So we saw almost all drivers going on track. But it's tough to make anything out of those results. I would say that Mercedes is close to the top. Bottas did second place, but Hamilton did not go out on intermediate. So only stayed in 16, but again, this is not really relevant data. Vettel did the fastest lap of this second session under the rain. Is that Ferrari better under the rain with intermediate tires? That's a question that is legitimate to ask. Charles did P10. The Racing Point, 5 and 4th. McLaren, 3rd and 12th. So yeah, it's really tough to make anything out of those data. Like I said, they did not go in the extreme wet tires because they had all what they needed from last week Austria. I think in the intermediate more cars should have gone, but maybe they did not want to damage their car just before another tough race. So that's going to be interesting to see. Like I said, on the dry, Mercedes just looks completely dominating like they've been for the last 2 weeks. On the wet, really have no idea at this point. It's going to be, I guess, experimental for everyone on this Hungarian track, which is very, very tricky on the wet because there's so many narrow corners and you have to avoid the curve as much as possible. So it's going to be interesting. So what should we expect? Well, depending on the weather, quali could be intense again like last week. But for all the teams, Ferrari will want to make progress compared to the disastrous race of last week. Williams are going to want to show that they are still also making progress. Nicolas Latifi gaining experience. Esteban Ocon needs to start getting a little bit on top and closing the gap to Ricciardo. The two Haas, this could be an opportunity for them if there is a bit of rain to get in the points. Same for AlphaTauri. This is a track that historically suits them. And so far they did make the most of the opportunities by finishing in the point for the first 2 races. Racing Point is going to be interesting too. Last week, under the rain, they were definitely not as good as one would have expected. Will it be the same this week? Is the Racing Point good on the dry and bad on the wet? That's a question mark. I mean, nobody knows really. Red Bull, Max Verstappen, we know is amazing under the rain. He could do some real miracles during a wet race. And yeah, Mercedes, I mean, just still look on top. Like I said, Bottas P2 under the rain in second practice. So Hamilton is likely to be not far behind or even in front should he have run the intermediate tires too. So it's going to be an interesting qualification session to watch tomorrow and race 2. Will it be rainy? Will it be intermediate? Or will we be lucky and have a dry session? It's anybody's guess. But for sure, I don't want to miss it. So I hope to see you all there. And thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Tell me what you want me to improve on this channel. I want to build it with you guys and make it to your liking so that I can become the best Formula 1 channel on YouTube. So thank you everyone for watching again and have a good day. See you for quali and have a great Hungarian Grand Prix.